welcome Senator Mike Braun of Indiana. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Let's talk about it because it's a spicy one, and there's a lot of debate. We were having a guest on this morning, New York comptroller, who was saying that he was the anti-ESG bill. Explain before we get into it.
I listened to it, by the way.
Okay, well, then you know what? Let's go straight at it. What do you make of the critique that this is effectively its own version of a cancel culture, that this prevents sort of the freedom of speech for investors to raise their hand and say, for whatever reason, you know what, we have an issue with this piece of something based on potentially, in this case, you heard insider trading was an example. Obviously, climate is an example, social issues, governance issues, and the like.
So let's look at what's happened in the past. We always need to look there. So you go from Clinton to Bush, Obama, Trump. It's always been some version of financial return in that fiduciary relationship has to be the criterion. The Obama administration tried to soften that a bit, and it got so confusing. We're talking about 152 million investors through 401k plans and other types of retirement investments. They give that money to an asset manager. Even if they had some type of political interest, they would never sacrifice 0.1%. And the other thing we've got out there, and that came from Bloomberg, where they tracked how that might work, it showed there'd be a 2.6% difference from an 8.9% return to a 6.3. You would have an uproar, and it's confusing. That's why they never did anything in these other administrations when they may have wanted to, especially Obama administration. It's a slippery slope. And one other point, if in fact you get that better return as a coincidence or as ancillary to it, you can still do it. It doesn't make any difference what you do once you pass the muster of getting the best return. If that's going to go into something that has a political bent one way or the other, more power to it. But that's the question.
Let's take the political bent out. I'm going to give you an example. I was talking to a real estate developer this week who said, by the way, a Republican real estate developer said, look, if we're going to build a new building, we try to build a LEED certified building, which effectively is a truly energy efficient building. And I said, why do you do that? He said, well, that's where the market is. The people who want to be tenants in my building only want to do so if they can get into the best new building that has solar and this and that and all of these things. If there was another company, let's say over here, publicly traded company, that is going the opposite direction, why shouldn't an investor be able to raise their hand and say, you know what? We think you'll actually do better. You'll make more money if you were to build LEED certified buildings. It sounds like they wouldn't be able to raise their hand because that arguably would be in the ESG bucket.
So you used a phrase there, I think, and that would get so confusing. And imagine, how would you communicate with the investor? And in many cases, small investors that go into these funds that would expect, regardless of what you do, it has to have the proof of some type of long-term track record before you start monkeying around going this direction or another. I don't think you can start doing that until it's based on a track record of investment return, not an I think it will work. You would have so many investors coming back at it once they get their monthly, especially their annual statement, and ask what is going on. I just think it's a slippery slope. This doesn't rule out tilting towards some type of other criterion as a tiebreaker or as something that is coincidental. And that has been what all prior administrations have done. And let me add this. We've seen an administration here over 2 years that would be the ultimate of political enterprisers. I don't want to use the word entrepreneur.
So, Senator,
I think it would, and that to me doesn't make sense.